Hi, today we're having a look at Key Stage 1. The national curriculum is organised into blocks of years called Key Stages. Key Stage 1, or sometimes known as KS1, is taught to children between the ages of 5 and 7 in school years 1 and 2. The national curriculum sets out which subjects have to be taught in Key Stage 1, determines how children should be tested and what standards they should achieve. Only state-funded local authority maintained schools have to follow the national curriculum. All others are free to set their own, although in reality most do stick to the national curriculum. Despite its name, Key Stage 1 does not apply to the youngest children in school. 4 and 5-year-olds in the reception year are covered by the early years foundation stage. So what subjects are taught in Key Stage 1? Well, the 10 subjects that must be taught are listed here. Physical education must include swimming, and computing is often known as ICT. Religious education is also a subject on the national curriculum, and lessons must cover a range of religions, not just one. Ancient and modern foreign languages are sometimes taught in KS1, but it is optional, it's not compulsory, along with PSHE, which is personal, social and health education. That's also another optional subject. It teaches children about staying safe, looking after themselves and living a healthy lifestyle. And citizenship is another optional subject at Key Stage 1. So how are children assessed in Key Stage 1? Well, at the end of each key stage, children's abilities are formally assessed by the teacher. And how well they do in those assessments is measured against the level expected by the government. So at the end of year 1, pupils have their phonics skills checked. And this check is taken by a child individually, usually around June time. The check involves reading 40 words to their children. Half of the words are real and half are made up. The test allows teachers to see how well children can read and how they pronounce different combinations of letters. The check's not about passing or failing, it's designed to identify whether a child needs additional support. And if required, your child can retake the check at the end of year 2. At the end of year 2, which is when Key Stage 1 finishes, all children are required to take national curriculum tests. These are also known as SATs, or Standard Attainment Tests. Schools do try to make these as comfortable as possible, like an ordinary class test, to avoid putting young children under any unnecessary stress. So the tests that are taken at the end of Key Stage 1 are English grammar, punctuation and spelling. There are 2 papers. There's 2 papers also for English reading, which is reading and understanding text. And then there's 2 papers for maths, which covers basic addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So how are these tests scored? Well, Key Stage 1 tests are marked internally by the teachers in your child's school. Each paper is given a raw score, which is then converted into a scaled score. And this will show you how your child has performed against the expected standard. A score of 100 is the expected standard. So any score over 100 means the child's doing better than required, and any score less than 100 means your child is still working towards the expected standard. The main purpose of SATs is to make comparing schools easier. How well the pupils perform in SATs is how schools are ranked in league tables. Over the years, SATs have come into under much criticism. Many people believe that SATs in Key Stage 1 place young children under academic stress. And indeed, in 2017, it was announced that Key Stage 1 SATs will no longer be compulsory from 2023. Schools can continue to use them if they wish as a way to assess pupils, but they can also choose to opt out. So that's a very brief look at Key Stage 1 and the tests taken by pupils in Key Stage 1. Until next time.